So it looks like we have two tables of no limit 100 going on here on Full Tilt with our custom Poker Savvy skins that are available on the site if anybody else wants them. And what I noticed immediately is that it looks like we're playing two roughly half stacks. And I know this is one of the points Chris brought up, is that we're going to cover how to play against short stacks. And one thing I wanted to say is that while it's certainly important to know how to deal with these kind of situations, I think at mid stakes and below, you probably shouldn't be playing short stacks. Just because you have it's not hard to wait and find a different game where you're playing with 100 big blinds where, conceivably your edge will be greater, because playing against a short stack, a lot of times it takes a lot of your ability to make plays and moves and bluffs away, and it decreases your edge somewhat significantly. And so at high stakes, I will take on short stacks pretty much whenever they sit with me, because number one, there's not a lot of action, and number two, they're usually far worse than the regulars that sit, and so my edge is pretty good against them. But at medium stakes, I'm not sure there's a huge drop-off in skill level there, and frankly, I'm not sure it's worth your time. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. But correct strategy against short stacks depends on a lot of things, and I will come back to that as soon as we play this hand. So I would like this play a lot more if this guy was full stacked. I know this is something that I talked to Chris about checking back hands, but I'm not sure it's worth it against a $50 stack. And I think he definitely needs to 3-bet here. I can see shoving, because I don't think he folds a 10. And I actually like his re-raise size here. And it looks like our guy was on a pure bluff, so it wouldn't really have mattered. He folded relatively quickly there. Anyway, part of the checking back big hands, and that was a very big hand, he flopped more or less the nuts, is that the added deception, the value comes from getting your opponent to really stack off lightly. If Chris checks back Jack-9 there and our opponent makes 3 10s on the turn, the thought process for our opponent is going to be, well, he checked back the flop. I know that he never has 2 pair or better, so the most he can have is 3 10s. He could be semi-bluffing. I'm not folding my 3 10s here. I think they're good. And, that has a lot more value when we're getting in 100 big blinds as opposed to 50. And I think there's more value, and particularly because I think he's going to stack off much lighter for 50 big blinds, for just betting it there and hoping he gets it into something like 10 Jack or maybe even King 10 or maybe less.